And that's what happens. And when that happens, you become a prophet, because at that moment, you begin to stand up for the person that you didn't stand up for before, because they're part of your world. Their truth is part of your truth. Yeah, people are going to yell at those kids down on the Calder Plaza. Some of them are being called communists, and some of them are being called socialists and un-American. I say they are prophets, and they stand in the line of every great prophet who was always rejected by every king and prince. What prophet was ever welcome in the courts of power? None. Those who speak truth, the truth that does not want to be heard, will always be labeled as troublemakers, outside agitators, provocateurs, scalawags, carpetbaggers. It's hard to be a prophet. But I'm asking you, do your words and deeds speak the truth you know? The truth that the world would rather ignore? Is your life a witness, a testimony? Is it a finger that points to the truth? To ask a familiar question in the circles I grew up with, if you were arrested on the charge of being a religious liberal, would there be evidence enough to convict you? Each of us is called to be a prophet somewhere, somehow, in some way, to someone. And the task is how to find the courage to do it. And I'm going to tell you how in one easy step. The truth is not just angry. It's not just dismaying. When you know the truth, it sets you free. It makes you rejoice. I want you to find the truth that makes you rejoice, that makes you glad to be alive, the truth that redeems you day in and day out, that makes you suffer the ignorance, the loss, the evasions of the world. If you are a female, what joy do you know that keeps you going in a world so filled with clueless men that it's enough to make you spit? If you are black, what joy do you have that makes you endure the world of white people, which is about as clueless a world as I've ever been in? If you're disabled, how do you endure a world that will not let you be present because they are temporarily able-bodied? What joy do you know? There is where your truth lies. The joy that you have that is alongside your anger that says, this is true and it is great. That's what we are here to do, friends. To find the joy that complements our anger, the hope that is larger than dismay. Calling all prophets, friends. I call you all prophets to go forth in joy and anger, in hope and dismay, and make the world as good as I know you are. Amen and amen. I chose as our closing hymn an old suffrage song, Bread and Roses, because one of the things that those suffragettes, don't you hate that word, suffragette? Suffrage workers wanted us to know was they worked not only for what was missing, but for what was needed, bread and roses. Shall we sing together? of life's glories that we do this week in and week out. And that's why we hear these ancient words that say, be doers of the word and not merely hearers, being not hearers who forget, but doers who act and are blessed in their doing. And remember that this day which was given as a promise, will be renewed again tomorrow, and that this day and every day is one which God has made. Let us rejoice in it and be superbly glad. Amen.